Alright, so y'all, we are back with another episode of Tia Mowry's My Next Act, Season 1, Episode 3, For the Love of Cairo. So, of course, we're going to see this episode revolves around Cairo. She is so cute. So, the episode picks back up with the ladies meeting the final guy from last week. We hadn't met him. We met the other 3 guys. Those were not it. But this one, he's handsome from what I can see. His name is Charles. He's very, very handsome. He's shocked because he actually thought he was going to come in and meet Tia, but you can't meet her until you meet the qualifications. So we just gone from there. So Sierra asks if he's competitive, and he says he likes to push himself, but he wants someone to be able to push him as well. They ask him if he loves to cook. He said he loves breakfast. And I'm like, that wasn't the question. That wasn't the way you were supposed to answer that question. But whatever, whatever. So they ask him, what does he do for a living? And he's a school counselor. He referees basketball, and he runs a nonprofit. And he also, in his nonprofit, he collects sneakers and cleats for kids at refugee camps in war-torn countries. He's very busy. He seems. He also seems impressive on paper. He seemed very just stern, just very serious. That was like the vibe I got from him, like the entire time. Like, I'll laugh here and there, but he just seemed very serious. So maybe that was him being nervous, and him not wanting to do too much on the camera, but he just seemed very serious. So y'all, then Sierra asked him what size does he wear, and I'm just like, girl. Anyway, he wears a size 12. He's 6'6", and he's 37 years old. He has 1 daughter, and they also ask him how does he feel about being a stepdad. And so he admits, he says it's new, but he will be open to it. And he also understands that kids love him, and he loves kids. And he said that's the reason why he doesn't go that route, because of the attachment that kids have when it comes to adults, and the attachments adults have with kids. Natasha thinks that he has a good head on his shoulders. She says he's definitely answering those questions the right way. But for me, I was like, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you. Because you ain't gonna have my girl saying, Charles, your lunch is ready. Whatever. So Natasha asked him if he knows his love language, and he says his love language is words of affirmation. So Natasha says he's saying all the right things, and I really just want to point out again that Tia isn't ready. She's not ready, but we're gonna keep it moving. So the ladies head back over to Tia's house to let her know what happened with the meeting of the guys, and who they selected and why they selected him. And they were saying he was cute. She was like, he was fine, and he was, and he muscular and tall, and he got these tattoos right here. And I was like, so I was kind of like with Sierra, ma'am, if you don't want him, I'll slam dunk him tonight. I wouldn't, but I'm just saying. I'm saying all that to say the man is cute. He was cute. He was real cute. He was a real looker. So in the next scene, Tia is talking to Sierra, and she's talking about the dynamics of their relationship / friendship, and that she enjoys how they both intentionally check on each other's mental health. We also find out that Cairo is turning 6, and she wants a princess theme party. And so last week when she was in a jewelry shop, she did mention that Cairo was turning 6 soon. And so we're here. So Tia is trying to convince herself to do it on her own, that she can handle doing this party by herself. And Sierra did offer help, but Tia was like, I got it, I'll do it. So Tia also admits that she has a hard time with doing this party as a divorced woman. She tells herself just because the other person isn't there, it doesn't make the experience any less than. But she also doesn't want Cairo to feel the shift in a dynamic. So y'all, Tia, what I come to understand, that Tia puts a lot of pressure on herself. So they start talking about the upcoming date. Tia doesn't want to have the upcoming date she's going to have with Charles, but she doesn't want to have too many expectations, so she's just going to go and have fun, and that's all she can do at this point. So then y'all, Tia gets on a Zoom call, working with somebody named Ashley, who's going to try to find a princess to come for Cairo's party. So y'all, Tia gets outside to tell Cairo all of what she's doing for the party. Cairo said, I got a secret. And Tia was like, what? And she said, I want llamas. And she was like, llamas? And Cairo was like, I want a llama. And she just want a llama. And she said what she said. And, if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. Mimi. So, y'all, when she said that, it was so cute. It was so funny. But then I was thinking, Cairo, sir, you gonna get these princesses. All this stuff I did, I done purchased, you gonna get these princesses. Okay? And you gonna be happy about it. Because we not finna bring no llamas in this house. But, So Tia asked her why she want llamas. And Tia said, I didn't even know you like llamas. And at this point, Cairo wants llamas and a slide. Kids change their mind all the time, and it is okay. So y'all, I realized the way my mama would have bought a cake and ice cream, and I'm from New Orleans, so my mama would have went to Mackenzie's real quick and bought cake and ice cream, the 3 flavor ice cream, and that would have been it. Like, cake and ice cream, and them juices, them jug of juice, them whatever those juices was, them little juices that came in a variety box. Like, I don't even know if they still sell them, but they have the little juices, and that's it. My mama wasn't playing. Shout out to my mama. So y'all, the next day, Tia walking around stressed out, pacing back and forward because she looks at her phone and nobody RSVP for the party. And so Sierra reminds her that it's been 24 hours. I need you to calm down. I need you to bring it down a notch. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. We had plenty. I've been to plenty of parties for little kids. I had one for my son, and he was just one. And there was a bunch of adults there. And you know what he did? Like most of the kids do. They cry, they act funny, and then they go to sleep at the party. And then the rest belongs to the adults. So girl, it's gonna be alright. Yeah, I'm a little ghetto. So Tia is on the phone with her cousin Tyrone, crying about the party. He says that he's gonna come out there to see her, and this is his first. I didn't know that this is his first time meeting Cairo. She said that they were close, but I'm assuming they just close like they're always on the phone. close. And so, again, Tia puts all of this pressure on herself. But I do understand this is her first time truly being independent. And that's a hard thing when you've always started as a twin and then right away you shifted as a wife and then a mother. And there is no, that's all you've been. Something to somebody except for yourself. So it's a lot for her. That's a lot. And I can understand that. So Tia tells Natasha she's overwhelmed and she apologizes for her emotions. This is a lot, y'all. She has a lot of emotions that need to come out. And I'm not gonna lie, I like to see it. Because she's not on the show trying to be something she's not. She's actually just being her authentically. And I like the show because of the authenticity. Spacey. And I say this word all the time. Authenticity that she displays like a lot. And I like it. It's been like this since the first season. Since the first episode. We were really able to see who she is. We've even seen that in her other show. I want to say that was the one with her and her sister. And I want to say Jerome was. I've seen him on that show a few times too. I don't really remember. The most I remember about her show, she was pregnant, and it was just about their life with her and between her and her sister and their lives. This one is more intense. This is really her in real life, sitting with herself, sitting with her thoughts, deciphering whether or not what I'm doing is right or wrong, because I'm the only one making a decision. I hope that makes sense to y'all. I hope that makes sense. She says that she needs family right now. She was telling Natasha this. And so in my mind, I would think that this is where you call your sister. And that's when they talk about Jerome. And so it just makes me wonder, like, what is the deal between her and her sister? And I really hope that it's nothing. I hear the stuff on the blogs, but I don't pay attention to it. But I hope that it's nothing, and it's just something as simple as her sister doesn't want to be on reality TV. Okay. So we get to the next scene where Jerome knocks on the door and they hug and they greet each other, and Tia, her excitement is always at, I ain't gonna lie, her excitement be at 10, and I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy her excitement, the way she talk, her tone. Like, she really, sometimes I feel like I'm looking in the mirror, because I'm like that most of the time. Her excitement is so great, and so are her emotions. They're very great, but it's kind of heartbreaking to see it, but it's so great to see her coming to her own, really coming to her own. So we meet Jerome, and so they sit down and talk about anxiety and what's going on, how life is life, and y'all, she asked him for a Xanax, like a half a piece of Xanax. I was like, okay. So the next day, they talk about the llama. She told him about the llamas and all of that. So he was like, all right, I'm going to work on it. So the next day they head to a farm. And Tia was like, I'm not dressed for this. I have on my Givenchy. And her shoes was cute. Her outfit was cute. Y'all, let me tell y'all, she wears the cutest clothes. She does. Like, her clothes is just everything. And the way it fits her, that is everything. She's such a class act. Anyway, Jerome takes Tia and Sierra to the farmhouse, and they find out that the guy doesn't, send his farm animals out, but he knew somebody that does. He gave them resources to connect with other people, and come to find out, those wasn't even llamas. Those were alpacas, and I heard that before. And then one of the llamas slash alpacas sneezed on Jerome. And y'all, I gotta say this. I really have to say this. Jerome comes off a little bit shady to me. It's like he always has a snide remark, and I don't like it. And I just feel like this hasn't been the trend that we've been on since this show came on. Everybody who came on with a genuine intent. It often kind of feels like he has there's something going on that we don't know about, but it's just the remarks, and maybe that's just how he is. I get it, but again, it was just a little cringy for me to watch. It was just from the beginning, from the greeting, it was just how his wording, I'm sensitive, y'all. I don't like all that stuff. So I did say Jerome can go, but if he can bring something great other than his snide remarks, he can stay. But at this point, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not. So Tia stops at the jewelry shop, and Julio shows her the pieces. She says she's feeling a lot of emotion and that everything is feeling final. Julio shows Tia both pieces and surprises her with a necklace of her own. And y'all, he did an amazing job with all three pieces, and she starts to cry. She really starts to cry. And that was a lot. She says it didn't feel right to sell her rings. She said it would have been a symbol of throwing her marriage away, and it wasn't all that bad. She said there were some good parts, and the best gift with her children. So again, I appreciated that. But can I tell y'all something? Baby, if it was me, I probably wouldn't have sent them to a pawn shop, but most people probably would have sent it to a pawn shop. A lot of people like to keep their stuff, and I don't know if it was me, and not that it gave, I wouldn't want to give it to my child, because if it was me, I wouldn't want to unless they really, really want it. But I wouldn't want to give it just because it ended. But everything don't always have to end poorly, but selling it, I sometimes think that you don't have to sell it, but there are ways. And I really thought, like I said in the last review, like them actually breaking those pieces down and giving it to her kids were like really beautiful. I did just say I wouldn't do that, but I really do think that was really, really beautiful. But I'm saying in a way of giving it to them as a ring, as another symbol, so they can give it to somebody. I would have broken it down like that. And if one of my two were getting married, then I would be like, okay, this is something old, but also something new. So I just thought that the thought was really nice. So y'all, we get to the party, Cairo's party, and everything looks so fun. The food looked good. Baby, the llama came arriving in style. Okay, she had that little pink bow up here, and y'all, she came in a whole Range Rover, a black one. She was sitting in the back seat like she was being chauffeured around in her black car, and she had her head sticking out the window. I said, okay. Okay, Mama, say. Because she was doing it. Okay? She was really doing it. Y'all, so I saw a plate of fried chicken on Sierra's in front of Sierra. Man, y'all, that fried chicken was looking good. I was like, man, where can I get me some good fried chicken out here? You know, it's not like at home where I can go to certain places and get the chicken, but your girl wants some good old fried chicken. You know. So anyway, I don't know, Jerome again was very sarcastic, and I was just like, sir, when you leaving? Because I feel like you overstaying your welcome. I just don't feel like he needs to come back. I kind of feel like he just don't fit the vibe. Kind of like Terrell. Terrell energy matched everybody's energy since we've been on the show. Since the show been on. Him, I don't know. I can't pick it, but it's disturbing me, y'all. His energy is just, maybe I'm too hard, but his energy is disturbing me. So Tia goes over to Cairo and asks, she goes into her room and asks Cairo, and her room is decorated beautiful, really cute, and ask her what did she like about the party. And Tia says she liked the llamas, and then Tia gives her her gift, and she says she likes her gift, and then she was like, I want to go to bed. Once again, she's 6. She just, and she's 6. So, y'all, in the next scene, Tia's stylist and Sierra is over at her house, and they're like picking out outfits so she can wear on her date. Tia says a few years ago she was tapping more into her masculine side, her masculine energy, and now she's living her authentic life where she's more feminine, and I've never gotten her to tap into her masculine energy, but we all do. We as women always tap into our masculine side. But y'all, Tia is freaking out about this date. And so she gets a call from Sierra, and Sierra was like, what are you doing? Why aren't you getting ready? Your date, you're gonna be late. And she is cooking. She's cooking dinner for Cairo. Yeah. And so, y'all, we finally get to the next scene where Tia meets Charles, and they are at Boulevard Steakhouse, y'all, and I went and checked the prices, and it's not high, but you just can't go in there with Applebee's expectations, okay? Now, you can probably get an appetizer for about a good little $30-$40, but the prices were for a steakhouse and a seafood house or whatever, the prices were reasonable. It was reasonable, but y'all, them carrot cakes was $28. I checked. Somebody had to be the overachiever. Let it be me. I went and checked to check the prices for Boulevard Steak. Anyway, Tia was so nervous. She picked up the glass and thought they had water in it, ma'am. She said she laughs when she's nervous. And y'all, I've always loved her laugh. I can't do it, but I loved her laugh. We also find out that Charles is from Rhode Island, and Tia also says that she has PTSD from dating. They talk about their kids, and she asks him what is he looking for in a partner. Tia is actually proud of herself for going on this blind date, and then they end up exchanging numbers. I'm glad that she went. I'm glad that she gave it, time. I'm glad that she actually went ahead and did it. And that's where the episode ends, y'all. And once again, I'm gonna say Charles is fine. Okay, it's a fine young specimen. Okay, So y'all, oh, let me tell y'all what else I did. So they ordered the the sea bass, which was $56. The baked potato was $15. The sauteed shrimp was $32. The crab cakes was $28, and the pretzel bread was $4. And the total, I just totaled it up. It came to $135. But I wasn't trying to be nosy, but I was just trying to see how much the stuff was. I mean, that wasn't so bad, but that was not bad for two people. That wasn't bad for two people. That was about $70, 70, 65, 75, something dollars a piece. Y'all better get into it, cause that's the next place I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get me some steak from the boulevard. I gotta see if they have one out here, but it was nice. So y'all, listen. Before you walk out, just give your girl a like, a comment, and a subscription. That's it. Like, I don't want nothing else. I don't want no trouble. Just show me some love. Tell me what you think about everything it all. Just drop it down, and I will come to y'all with the next video.